Hello and welcome to day 38, starting with our daily bread devotional. He will deliver the afflicted who have no one to help. Psalm 72:12. Joining God to help. As the Taliban swiftly overran the Afghanistan government in 2021 and tens of thousands were trapped with no way to escape, many were isolated and desperate. Ordinary citizens jumped to action, including one young man who launched an Instagram campaign raising $7 million to pay for the chartered evacuation flights. We've shed the political divisions in the situation, he told the news outlet, and really come together from all walks of life to rally together to save these people. They chose to jump into the fray. It's not just Afghanistan. From skyscrapers to villages around the world, so many people are alone, enduring crushing sorrow, stunning and hopelessness. It's stunning, however, to see God's attention turn toward these places of suffering and hopelessness. Somehow, ultimately, His own way and time, He will deliver the needy who cry out, the afflicted who have no one to help. And remarkably, one way God's help arrives is through us. Psalm 72 refers to both King Solomon's work and God's work, and it is not always easy to disentangle which is which. God is the rescuer, but He calls us to move with Him. When we encounter injustice or suffering, we can join Him, moving right in the middle of ruin. We can follow God and go into the places where no one else is there to help. What situation have you encountered where it seems like there is no one else to help? How can you join in that God in that place? And then out of 60 Days of Prophecy, seeing is believing. Prophetic connection. We can see biblical prophecies coming true today just by reading the news. Reviewing Ezekiel's list of nations that will come against Israel in the last days is eye-opening. What formidable list that it is. Nearly all of these nations are either Islamic or pro-Islamic. When this fundamental mass of armies comes against Israel, there will be no possible human defense for the Israelites. In a verse that follows this prophecy, Ezekiel spoke of some nations that will not be involved in the invasion of Israel. Sheba, Dedan, and the merchants of Tarshish, and all of their young lions will say to you, have you come to take plunder? Have you gathered your army to take booty, to carry away silver and gold, to take away livestock and goods, to take great plunder? Chapter 38:13. Most Bible scholars believe that Sheba and Dedan refer to the people of the Arabian Peninsula, including modern-day Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Oman, and the Gulf countries of Kuwait and the United Arab Emirates. Tarshish was a term that in ancient times described the westernmost part of humanization. Many scholars believe that the merchants of Tarshish and its villages and young lions refer to the market-based economies of Western Europe. Some scholars have even dared to be more specific. Dr. David L. Cooper wrote, when all historical statements are examined thoroughly, it seems that the evidence is in the favor of identifying Tarshish as England. Another scholar, Theodore Elp, agrees with this identification. He points that the lion is a symbol of Britain. He points that the lion is a symbol for Britain, and that suggests that Britain's colonies, many of which have spun off to become nations of their own, are cubs, or young lions. In Ezekiel's prophecy, he said, Great Britain's young lions, such as Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and the African colonies, and the United States, are strong enough to make an exhibit of disfavor in that day. If Theodore Epp and Dr. Cooper are right, it seems that the West is in general will not participate in the invasion of Israel. What it interests us is that Ezekiel's prophecy of alignment of nations, showing which ones will and which ones will not rise to crush Israel, squares very closely with an alignment of nations we see shaping the world right now. Thus, we find that Ezekiel's ancient prophecy, written some 2,600 years ago, informs us as to what is going on in the world today, right before our very eyes. Remember, the Bible is unique in that it is the only book in which ancient prophecies give specific details about events that are unfolding in modern times. Only the true God of the universe could be so accurate.